Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. We are at the end of the week, and let's see how we are looking. I'll tell you, the S&P and a whole bunch of portfolios did really well yesterday. Okay. Good morning, Alex. How goes it, man? Okay. What do we got going on here? All right. France's GDP is down 14%. Holy cow. Panda, that's hilarious. Oh, is Abe retiring? No way. That's a big deal. Oh man. Morning, Saki. You know what I didn't hear about at all yesterday was the jobless numbers. The news on NIO. I don't see any news on NIO. I see this thing on XPeng in the Discord. Which room? Newskick. Ooh, that's exciting. Give me a raise kind of deal? I don't think so. If you're doing two jobs, you're doing two jobs and should be paid for it. Morning, Smash Eyes. Man, the whole gang is here. It must be Friday. Maybe even three, depending, right? Because if you're doing the job of two people well, oftentimes that means that you'll probably have to hire three new people to do those two jobs well. A proposed offering of 75 million shares. RIP. No, not even Bloomberg is left leaning now. Just give credit where credit is due. The economy has bounced back where nobody thought it would. Holy crap, inflation was over 15%. Crazy. Oh, I can't watch this on stream. Is this him just walking out? All right. Interesting. Jobless numbers. Did anybody see those from yesterday? US jobless continuing 14 million, initial 1 million. So jobless numbers were good yesterday. So this guy, the play on ACST, ACST is actually looking at. Oh, there's the NIO offering. ACST, the play is that their phase 3 data on um their phase 3 data is supposed to drop on the 31st. So anybody playing it, anybody that's been watching it has been waiting with anticipation on it. So Trilogy 2 is the name of the trial. It can swing to either direction, but that this is one of the ones where I did a risk reward, right? So ACST being at 72 cents. My position is actually at 69 cents. Um, but on the low side for me, I see that as going down potentially to 45 if it isn't great news. So there's a potential for a loss there for sure of 20 cents a share. But the other way to the positive, it could go. I say $4. It looks like Oppenheimer's got them at $7. So I think there's a lot more opportunity to the upsize. I guess this is where I should put the disclaimer in, huh? By the way, guys, I just want to give you guys full disclosure on the positions that I have, which is why Tip Ranks is available to you. Anything that I put out here on the stream is completely my opinion. You degens need to do your own due diligence, which is what the stream is about, showing you guys what morning due diligence looks like. As we dive into the news, we rip apart filings, we take a look at quarterlies, we take a look at all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, if you're going to take trades, you take trades on your own. What's up, Root? Man, everybody's out to play today. That's fantastic. Um, who doesn't want to turn their one share into McDouble? I would rather turn it into a Big Mac, though. That's all I'm saying. Rita did not quit streaming. Rita, unfortunately, is in a place that has crappy Comcast internet. And so when no, she doesn't have any consistency when it comes to quality, unfortunately. She'll be back, boys. She'll be back. What's up, TPF? Um, You can, yeah, you can hop and read his Discord. She's in there throughout the day, and we're having a blast in there. Some of this stuff scares me. Yeah, she'll be back. So just open a beer bottle. Cat flew across the room and landed in the trash can. It's gonna be a good day tomorrow. Bullish. This is bad DD, guys. Um, There are definitely bears in here. I've seen them. If phase three trials were successful, it means that you can expect an FDA approval. Um, phase one is proof of concept. Phase two is proof of safety. Phase three is a mixture of both in a larger sample size. So phase one, you're saying this is what we think the drug does. Here's some. Let's test that in either in a lab or in a small group of people and figure that out. So they test it and they go, okay, well, yeah, that works. Okay, great. They move on to phase two and go, okay, is this going to kill people if we give it to them? Okay, well, let's try that out. Nope, we're good. Perfect. Off it goes. And the FDA says, no, you're not going to kill anybody. Okay, let's do a larger sample size and compare it to placebo. Yeah. Oh, there's a bear. Um, I mean, this is usually a good indicator up here, and it says the sentiment's actually down. A lot more people talking about it, but the sentiment's down. Filter by. I wish you could filter by bullish or bearish. So there's one bear there. Morning, Cobra. Same guy though, over and over and over again. Um, so most of the trades I take, guys, are on cultural psychology, right? So it doesn't matter if they know anything or not, right? Because you can make the argument, well, retail traders, the majority of them on Robinhood don't know what they're doing either. However, so you're just these people may not know much, but they're definitely putting their money in here. So you have to know the people that are in the stock. He's a little bit bearish, I think. He seems to be a little bit bearish. He is the only bear on this thing. All right, what else we got going on here? Gold volatility. Hurricane Laura, let's see what that did. I mean, you look at some of these houses, and this is pretty impressive, given that's the strongest storm that's ever hit. Look at that house. It's like it's completely untouched. Now these guys got hurt for sure, but like this guy right here, whoever built that house. So it looks like I'm gonna expect rain in the next 2 days here. Microsoft Flight Simulator players are chasing Hurricane Laura. Where am I? I am up in this area here. Can't really see it well on that map, but oh, I can't play that. I just want a map of where this is going. I don't want to watch the ads on your crappy news site. So I'm actually up in this area between Ottawa and Montreal. So it doesn't look like we're actually going to get hit very hard. We should be okay. This came pretty far south. Now, what they are saying is it looks like this is going to pick up again. Sometimes these kick up and come through the Great Lakes and over and across, but it doesn't look like this one's doing this, so that's good. It's saying that we should see, I mean, you're still going to see some rain, but not a ton, but it's going to look like it's Saturday, Sunday that we're expecting that, which is unfortunate because it's my daughter's birthday party. Mais oui, monsieur. Bien sûr. Right? Like it completely, no thank you, we don't want to go to Florida. Man, if you're in the Montreal area, let me know. I will drive out and we can do drinks or something for sure. Let's the NFL start back up. No, NHL was not canceled. Bull. No, it's not canceled. Thursday and Friday in solidarity, the players aren't gonna play. And the entire NHLPA agrees. I mean, what's interesting is now this leaves a bit of a black eye as far as the NBA because the NBA couldn't even get all the teams to agree, right? They couldn't get the entire Players Association to agree. It was just the Clippers and the Lakers that said, "Screw this, we're out." But all of the players agreed on this. Crazy. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Walmart just going and going and going for sure. Okay, so Rittenhouse is due to appear in court today. So this is the charity humanizing the badge that this young kid supported. They put out a statement yesterday. Let's see what this says. Uh, Activists and media alike have been quick to condemn his actions as unjustified and an act of intentional murder. Investigation continues and facts are made known. Whether a felony murder charge can be sustained is not yet known. There's little information being reported as to the involvement of other parties. Media outlets have also reported that Rittenhouse held a fundraiser for a police nonprofit called Humanizing the Badge. First, our intention in humanizing the badge is to unequivocally state that every person charged with a crime is entitled to due process. Others involved who may yet be charged with a crime as the investigation unfolds are also entitled to due process. We do not state our opinions and assumptions as fact. We let the investigation proceed and the justice system do its difficult work, which will ultimately come out as the case remains to be seen. Second, then, anyone on Facebook can create fundraisers. Finally, Walmart completely makes sense. You get to advertise to a younger demographic for free. Yeah, I mean, running it's pretty automated. It because the content creation isn't really on your end; it's on the community's end. So yeah, but that's all AI. There's an automated system for that too. Okay, so Anderson Cooper asked Biden why Donald Trump has yet to mention the shooting of Jacob Blake, and Biden responded, "I don't know enough to know whether that 17-year-old kid exactly what he did, but allegedly he's part of the." Oh shoot. Okay, so yeah, Biden confused Jacob Blake with Kyle Rittenhouse. Yikes. Good morning, Hare. How are you? And then he said, okay, well, Trump called white supremacists very fine people. And here's the direct quote from the speech. Excuse me, they didn't put themselves. And you had some very bad people in that group. You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. The reporter said George Washington and Robert E. Lee are not the same. Trump responded, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? We're going to take down, excuse me, are going to take down statues of George Washington? But Jefferson, what do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? I do love Thomas Jefferson. Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue because he was a major slave owner? Now we're going to take down his statue? So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. Joe Biden told Cardi B this morning he has 5 grandkids. He has 7. Oops. Right. Moving on. What else do we have? Charged in murder. Turned himself in on the warrant. So I'll be watching this today for sure. It's not an assault weapon. He possessed it legally. See, a guilty right there. Like, innocent, guilty. Already determined by the court of public opinion. It's already determined. Ooh, they get real thin on that. Man falls to the ground, appearing to trip over himself. As members of the crowd catch up to him, he sits up and fires multiple times in the crowd. It does look like someone then hits him with a skateboard as they run by him as he is shooting at others. He appears to continue shooting after that. Okay, so here's the narrative being presented. Let's see. Okay, so there he is running. Guy punches him in the back of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kicks him in the face. He still hasn't fired the weapon. Skateboard to the head. Still hasn't fired the weapon. There is the first shot. Right there. So he's been punched in the back of the head. Kicked in the face. Hit with a skateboard. And that's when he fires the shot. Yeah, that's the guy holding the handgun. That's right next to him. Hold on, I'll show you that too, because they pointed out in the video specifically. Yeah, there. So this guy got shot in the chest. This is the guy that got shot in the arm. What's this right here? So this guy's just been punched in the back of the head. This guy stomped on his face. This guy hit him in the back of the head with a skateboard. And this guy's running at him with a handgun. Like, look at that. Right there. I don't know any people in a jury or a judge who watches this video. One kid, okay? One, punch to the back of the head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kick to the face, skateboard to the head, due to the handgun. I don't know. This narrative from the left of like these innocent protesters didn't do a thing and he turned and fired on an open crowd. It does look like someone then hits him with a skateboard after he fires multiple times in the crowd. This is backwards. This is not accurate. I don't know that this lady knows what happened because he didn't shoot any black people. Oh, so the whole story of the night, and maybe I'll just put the link in here for you guys because it breaks down the entire night. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting read, and this is coming from the New York Times, which is typically a left-leaning piece. So it starts with saying, okay, well, here's who he is. He came to the town. He was with a group of people that were protecting businesses. The initial interview with him that breaks down. Um, this is him actually being interviewed before all of this happened, right? So he's here. You, you guys can't really hear it. They ask him what he's doing. He's saying right here, okay, well, I'm here. I've got this bag. I'm actually trying to help people with first aid. I have my weapon with me, but my weapon's just here as a deterrent. It's here for self defense. I'm actually trying to help people. And so he's here trying to help. Um, he got pepper sprayed while he was trying to administer first aid. So he just got pepper sprayed for as he was trying to help somebody. And this is him saying, EMT, I can help, I can help. Okay, so here's a guy that showed up, he had a med kit, had his weapon. I'll give you that he has a weapon, but I mean, if you go to a protest like that, okay. But he's, for the majority before any of this stuff happened, he was administering first aid to people from the protest. Um, After he was pepper sprayed, though, he left the area of the dealership and then tried to come back. And the police that were near the dealership said, "So, no, sorry, no, you can't come back to the dealership." And so now here's this kid who's split off from the people that he came with. He's alone. Here he is behind the kind of the car business that they were protecting. You see, it's all boarded up from the night before when it got vandalized. Um, so as he's there, after he left, sorry, he started to get chased by a group of unknown people. So people started to chase him down. And while he's being pursued by a group, an unknown gunman fires into the air. Over here, here's a gun going off. So here's this kid who has been pepper sprayed. He is now split off from everybody. He has a group of people chasing him. He turns around and there's somebody. What would you call that? 200 feet? 100 feet? 100 feet. Let's say it's 100 feet. 100 feet away from him, somebody fires off a gun. He turns around, and here's a guy lunging at him. Okay, so this is the first guy to get shot. This guy who lunges at him. Um, After the first shooting, he makes a phone call, says, this is what happened to whoever he's talking to. Mr. Rittenhouse is running. He trips, falls to the ground, fires 4 shots as 3 people rush towards him. One appears to be hit in the chest and falls to the ground, and another who is carrying a handgun is hit in the arm and runs away. Mr. Rittenhouse's gunfire is mixed in with the sound of at least 16 other gunshots that ring out this time. So we watch this video here. He then approaches the police. Apparently, he went home, no issue, and surrendered himself to the authorities the next day. So, like, the whole story is very different from the narrative of this white racist showed up and started opening fire on a crowd of protesters. So, this one here is Twitter. This one here is a photo from Drew Hernandez via Twitter. This one here is via Storyful. This video. I'm not sure who recorded it, but somebody was recording in the protesters. The narrative is completely different. This is not some racist white kid who showed up and opened fire on a crowd of protesters. This is a kid that showed up with a med kit, was administering first aid, got pepper sprayed, split off from his friends, split off from the group that was there. People started to chase him down. People fired weapons off at him. People tried to dive at him and physically assault him. This picture right here, first shooting. Gun goes off. Man tries to dive at him. He defends himself. That's an easy self-defense for any lawyer. This picture alone, bam, bam, bam. Self-defense. That's the first one done. This one here, this video, self-defense. Easy. You've got 7, 8, 9 people chasing a kid down, punching him in the back of the head, beating him with a skateboard. I think it's going to come up self-defense. Yep, exactly. And that's the worst part is you better believe the social narrative is going to lose their mind. Here he is cleaning up graffiti earlier in the day. And this is the tie that they're making is they're saying that this is blatant racism that um, this right here and this right here is seen as racism. Okay, but this kid here had no criminal record, no pre-existing criminal record. He showed up and was, for all intents and purposes, actually genuinely looking like he was trying to help the situation, not make it worse. Um, this gentleman had existing priors for assault and ignored police officers. I don't think it was right that he was shot. I don't. I think that was wrong what happened to this guy. There was no need for him to be shot like he was. However, that this is called racism is not. He also surrendered himself. So, like, why is one guy shot and why is one not? Um, So, like, here's another assertion, right? It really made me wonder why some people get shot 7 times in the back while other people are treated like human beings and reasoned with and taken into custody with no bullets in their bodies. Well, one resisted arrest from the direction of the police, and the other one surrendered himself to a police station immediately. So the next day, he walked into a police station and surrendered himself. That's probably, I mean, a part of it. This narrative from the Daily Show just exacerbates the issue. Okay. Then they went on to his social media, figure out who he was. So there's that situation. He's going to go in front of a judge today. He probably won't get a trial, but he'll be in front of a judge today at the very least, and we'll have more details then. Here we go again. So Trump's $300 per week unemployment boost is too little, too late to help August spending. If Trump hadn't issued $300 per week unemployment, there would be nothing. There would be nothing right now. There'd be nothing. All right, guys, I'm gonna grab some water here. Let's do this. Let's do this, and then we'll. When I get back, we'll actually pop in and. When I get back, we'll pop into some of the news. We'll break down Powell's inflation concept. I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are on that. We'll do all that when I get back. Okay, guys? Shout out to Restream, guys. If you're not already using Restream, please consider it. I'm a huge fan of the tool just because it lets me talk to all of you guys from all the different places all at once. What is it? Come on. Is that it? No? Okay. What is it? This. This. Definitely check this out, guys. Huge thank you to Restream for sponsoring the stream. And without further ado, I really need to create a command for that. But that'll happen another time. So let's go here. Let's go here. I'm gonna grab water and be right back. All right. Let me just want to do that real quick. How do you do that? So you go here. You go here. Anybody know how to do this? This. Commands. Um, Chat commands. Okay. Custom commands. Add a new command. Command name. Restream. User level everyone. Response. Okay, hopefully that works. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, something just came in. Industrial confidence. Everything seems to be missing over there. Okay, so Powell's big change to inflation yesterday, the part that I'm interested in is them changing it from we are trying to maintain 2% inflation to we're trying to maintain an average of 2%. And that may not seem like a huge change, but it's actually quite massive because what that means is the Fed will allow inflation to go over 2% for a period of time or under 2% for a period of time. It doesn't need to be at 2%. So if it's running high, if it's up at 5, 6, 7% for a while, Powell's okay with that because they're going to average that out and keep it down at 1% or 0% for a period of time as well to balance it out. So long as on average over the year they're averaging about 2%, that's good enough. Now, my issue with this is it indicates that the Fed is going to allow monetary policy to have a little bit more freedom and to move a little bit more freely, which sounds good, but it also says that they're going to try to manipulate it to a base point, which means that they are going to flood liquidity and they are going to try to cut back liquidity completely at their own whim to try to maintain this 2% average. So, what's kind of interesting with that is if you monitor US inflation, so US inflation today. So inflation rate in July picked up to 1%. What this means now is, guys, if you see that this has been sub 2% for a long period of time, expect inflation to go up. And with that, expect the price of things to go up as well. And whether that, I'm not sure how they're going to do that through taxation, whether they're going to do that through interest rates. I'm not sure what the plan is, but however they choose to do that, if you've seen an extended period of time where it's below 2%, they're going to do everything in their power to try to bring this up to 2%. If it's above 2% for an extended period of time, so I mean, this is a kind of like that, but let's go to 25 years. So these areas here where it's up in the like the 4 and the 6 range, this right here is when they would do everything they can to adjust it back down to the 0. Um, how to increase inflation. So a minimum wage, raising minimum wage would be one way, but they don't really have the ability to do that. So they're restricted to monetary policy. Raising inflation, monetary policy. Okay, with a 2% inflation rate target, when prices and economy deviate, the central bank can enact monetary policy to restore that target. If inflation heats up, raising interest rates or restricting the money supply are both contractionary monetary policies designed to lower inflation. Now, one of the issues is right now they should be trying to raise inflation, right? If they're aiming for this 2% average, which would mean that you do the opposite. So you would lower interest rates or you would increase the money supply. They can't lower the interest rates anymore, so that tool is taken from them, which means that all that's left to do is to increase the money supply, which is going to depreciate the value of the dollar. So this is a big deal for the forex traders out there because essentially what this says is you could track the running, TTM, the trailing 12 months on inflation. But if you see a month by month breakdown, let's say for the past quarter you've been sub 2%, expect for there to be, by the mandate that the Fed has given themselves here, expect there to be an increase in the money supply and a depreciation of the value of the dollar if we've been sub 2%. Okay. If we've been over 2%, expect there to be a restriction in the money supply and the value of the dollar to go up. Um, Yeah, from what I'm seeing here. So my thoughts on that are right now, where we're trying to get that inflation rate up, where we're trying to get this to increase, they only have half the tools at their disposal because they've already lowered the interest rate to as low as they can possibly do it without going negative. Whether will be good or bad, we'll wait and see what increasing the money supply means. Um, yeah, but we'll see what that means. All right, what else we got going on in the news here? With interest rates set to stay low, so we know that's going to happen. So futures are up on that. Yeah, essentially, Mnuchin needs to get to work in printing some dollars. Now, remember the Treasury and the Federal Reserve are two separate entities. So Mnuchin's not bound by the mandates of the Federal Treasury. The Federal Treasury could want inflation at 2%, but the Federal Reserve could say, well, no, we're not interested in that and just do whatever they want, right? They're not bound to each other. Mnuchin makes his decisions separately. So always check that narrative. Let's see what Mnuchin's been up to. Ouch. Sorry, MP. Okay, so Mnuchin's going to testify before the House. Is that today? Is that happening? 8/26? Out next week. So Tuesday he'll be testifying in front of the House. Okay, so it sounds like what Mnuchin has been spending his time doing is trying to negotiate the stimulus package with Pelosi, Schumer, and uh, the rest. In as much as Powell can call him out. Yeah, that's BS. This robo calling nonsense gets frustrating, man. I'm there with you. Oh, that's the worst. I know I had that happen the other day with my debit card as well, where I went to use it and it got declined, and it's because somebody from Mexico tried to buy stuff on Amazon with it. And it was a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I'd rather the card was locked down than not. Wow, that's crazy, man. I don't even know that I could get on the phone with a real person in 15 minutes. At least not consistent reasons. I'm there with you on that. So the interesting thing here, guys, and this is one of the stipulations, and Trump was talking about this a little bit on an interview, is so the Democrats really are trying to push for the USPS to get this additional $25 billion in order to be able to do mail-in voting, effectively anyway, into the election. Now, Trump's saying, well, if we can't get a bill through, the Postal Service gets nothing. If the Postal Service doesn't get that $25 billion, it can't do the mail-in voting. So they're shooting themselves in the foot by not coming to the table and negotiating, right? In this case here, what they're saying is, well, we want a 3 trillion. We have a $2 trillion gap. That's amazing. Um, you may be able to track your ballots, but it doesn't mean that they're going to go anywhere, right? Which is very, very interesting. So if they're unable to bridge this gap, so we're right now, Republicans are having a hard time agreeing on $1 trillion on a $1 trillion bill. The Democrats are still pushing for what looks like a $3 trillion bill. They may be willing to concede to two and a half. That still leaves us a $2.5 trillion gap between Democrats and Republicans right now. Anything the Republican Senate puts forward, the House will vote down. Anything the House puts forward that's run by the Democrats, the Senate will vote down. What this leaves us with is a stalemate heading into the election. And what this allows Trump to do is say, listen, the only reason why there's any financial relief coming from the government right now is because I signed something to give you guys some cash. If the Democrats would just come to the table and negotiate this, we could do this. But I'm not going to be giving money into green energy and yada, yada, yada. It's not a wish list. That's not what this is about. This is about let's get the country back up and running. The economy's at an all time high. We don't need to be stimulating the economy like we were before. So let's talk about everything but that, shall we? The post office doesn't need the money, so we're not going to give it to them. Let's really crack this down and make it about unemployment and helping people that need the cash. Right? Like this is this is a big deal, and the Democrats are going to go, well, you're not appreciating the true scope of this, and we need to invest in green energy, and we need to, and then it's going to be back on the other side where they're going, this isn't about investing. This is supposed to be a stimulus package to help reignite the economy. The economy is clearly reignited, given that SPY is sitting at. Anybody got a number on SPY right now? All time highs? Is that where we are at the moment? It makes it extremely difficult for the Democrats to make the claim that we need additional financial stimulus when we are flirting with all-time highs consistently. Like we almost went to 350. Everything all-time highs. It is nearly impossible for them to state that the economy needs more cash injection. I I just don't see it. Foreclosure eviction moratoriums are extended through till the end of the year. Okay, so this doctor is saying plasma treatment's been around for 100 years. There's no breakthrough here, even with the plasma being used for the coronavirus. To be here clear, what they're saying here is Trump claimed. Trump didn't claim. The head of the FDA claimed. Stephen Hahn claimed that that was what was being shown. So they really are trying to peg this to Trump, but he made a point. I watched this Sunday night cast, and any comment about the emergency use authorization, why they're doing it, the data, the mortality rate reduction, all of that came from the FDA. Trump didn't say that. Trump said, "Here's the head of the FDA with an announcement," and the head of the FDA said that. So if the doctor or this media has an issue with what was said, it's not actually Trump who claimed these things. It was Stephen Hahn claimed these things. COVID all-time highs. What are the numbers at? Oh, you know what? I've forgotten that. Doy. Mm. Forgot to do something. Oh man. I think it's this one. There we go. Perfect. All right, coronavirus. Asymptomatic is difficult because people aren't actually getting tested. So there's a large population of asymptomatic carriers that are out there. Daily new cases actually stabilizing. Deaths had a slight increase, but it's coming back down again. 7-day moving average. The site with the coronavirus data? Yep. There you go. No problemo. All right, what else we got going on? Financial Times. What are they writing about? Hackers disrupt New Zealand stock exchange for 4 days in a row. Can you imagine? Turkey unveils unusual tactic. Wedding inspectors. Joshua Wong says he expects to be arrested at any time. All right, let's see what's running pre-market here. Just Energy, China Liberal, Addix Therapeutics, Micronet Entertech. Okay. This is really tapered off, though. It used to be every day there'd be something that's up 120% or 200%. And we're just not seeing that anymore. It's just not happening the way that it used to. Okay, what do we got up in here? Moleculin. All right, that's good news. Nothing in orphan drug designation. Not looking at either of those right now. Waiter, I think, came down almost to $4 yesterday, which was kind of nice to see. All right, let's take a look at this. So Moleculin is going to present at the 500 Virtual Investor Conference. So this is less of a medical conference and more of a money conference. Yeah, Dr. William F. DeGrotto. Who is William F. DeGrotto? And where's the rest of this article? You are a cow, be like a cow, accept this. You are a cow. I mean, all right, man. To each their own, brother. You want to be a cow, you be a cow. Just don't have a cow. I like to eat cow. I'll take a cow. Um. Okay, innovation pharmaceuticals guy. So IPIX. This is something I do have a position in. Announced that William F. DeGrado has joined the company as a scientific advisor. Clinical development of glasinin. All right, this guy's been around for a while. He's got things and stuff going on. That's not bad. I'll take that. Does IPIX even come up on here? Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, ACST. I guess I should set up a Cas Pharma news. Create alert. As it happens, all of it. English, United States, all results, RSS feed. Subscribe. Credit Suisse is in trouble. Come on. Stop loading that. Stop it. There. Okay, Swiss lender dismissed a Zurich-based banker who forged documentation on an OTC contract for an African wealth client. According to people familiar with the matter, the deception uncovered earlier this year led to a loss of about 10 million francs, $11 million. For the bank, and additional clients were also affected, the people said, asking not to be identified as the matter's private. Case echoes a much bigger fraud. When Patrice Lesgaudrin, a former Star private banker, was sentenced to prison after he forged documents to cover mounting client losses. Lesgaudrin's activity went undetected by Credit Suisse and its clients for years. The scouter has since died by suicide. Mm. Basketball playoffs resume Friday. Biden says Trump is rooting for more violence for his reelection. I wonder if there are any current polls. Latest polls, 538. Yesterday there were two. Biden by 15, Biden by 12. Let's remove everything that's not a. Go to A plus. All right, so A plus only polls. Approval rating, general election. So general election, this was August 11th through the 17th was the last time this one came through. It shows a 4-point gap between Biden and Trump. That's an extremely close gap, given how much everybody's supposed to hate him. Approval rating, two separate ones from the same publication, separate data. They've got Biden by 10, Biden by 12, Biden by 12. Disapproval rating by 9. No A plus. No A plus polls so far this week. But we see Biden by 11. 16-point disapproval rating. Let me see Biden by 9. 9-point disapproval rating. Back up to 15. Now Biden by 4. Much, much closer. This is Hong Kong devolving. International students aren't coming back. Here's Hurricane Laura. I mean, okay. So Rand Paul says he got attacked. Here's the video. Let's see if they show the police officer being pushed into him. Okay, I mean, so soft heading into this. Hmm. So that's an interesting point. So Rand Paul is actually the representative who introduced the bill to end no-knock warrants, which is what got this this young lady killed. So that's interesting. Let's fact check that. Yep. Oh, we get Canadian GDP numbers today. I wonder if that's gonna. When do we get those? 7:30. Soon. Soon. So we could get an announcement on TikTok today. Expect to see Microsoft and Walmart run if they get the pick. Hmm. mRNA back in the news. Talking about 40 million more doses of COVID. Right? No. No. Mm-mm. No. Myself and my family will not. Um, the corners that have been cut to get this medicine to market, I absolutely will not be. Um, I know the data as far as children goes, so that doesn't concern me. Um, we homeschool. I work from home. My wife is home with the kids all day, so it's not as if I'm saying no, I'm not going to vaccinate, and I'm constantly out and about in the world. I spend the majority of my day here in my office at home. My wife and kids are homeschoolers, so we have that choice that we can make without. We don't have a ton of interaction with other folks out there. So the risks of a vaccine that has been sped through the approval process like that, I'm not in line to take that. Nor will my family be. It's an odd tweet from OPEC reminding people that oil is in our medication. British airport wants $4.5 billion. Oh, that would be interesting. And I mean, that's a question that a lot of people have to ask too. Is like, well, I mean, at this point, if you are asymptomatic, it's going to be very difficult for you to know. We have no numbers on how many people are asymptomatic. We don't know what percentage of the population is asymptomatic because they're freaking asymptomatic. We have no idea. The question is, has testing just slowed down as well? Oh, yeah. I mean, as far as COVID goes, I think at this point we can talk about vaccines and whatnot, but it's going to run its course. We're going to head into flu season here. That's going to be really interesting to watch. Um, I haven't heard a lot of discussion about that actually. Um, okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's saying that it looks like the average is better for inflation over the long term. We'll see. More and more articles about Shinzo Abe. Nothing new from there. It looks like a relatively quiet Friday here. I don't see anything just blowing this up here. Um, okay. Pandemic's aggravated financial pressure on hundreds of struggling radio and TV stations across Canada. A new report says they could close within 3 years without additional government support. All right, what else we got going on here? FDA calendar, nothing for today, I don't think. $8.27. Couple of phase twos today. It's the 28th. LPCN has their PDUFA today, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. Ooh, Sabat. Donka.
Is Canada or the US they're extending this? Oh, is it the US? Extensions will benefit 28 million homeowners who have mortgages guaranteed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. The eviction moratorium applies to the properties that have been acquired through foreclosure, deeding of foreclosure transactions. Both moratoriums were initially expected to be. Um, just not a ton of stuff going on here. I'm expecting to see some movement on ACST today. Pre-marketed's down a penny, but with the news coming today, does ACST have? Everybody's a buy on this thing. This is always the hard part with bio, is you're waiting for data and reports to come in, and you're just expecting it to knock it out of the park. ACRX is looking strong. Nothing's changed. With the exception of this Credit Suisse guy, who for some reason feels that this thing is just going all the way down to the ground, um, everybody else seems on board. It's not pumping them. Well, I mean, so a pump and dump, guys, is when somebody says buy this and everybody jumps in and buys it, and then that first person gets out and everybody gets out. That's a pump and dump. With ATRX or with biopharma, news is everything. It flows through news, data especially. So approvals from the FDA, phase trials, um, fast track, orphan drug designations, emergency use authorizations. Those are the things that really, really move those. But yeah, for me with ACRX, to see a consensus target of 428 on this Evan Seigerman guy, I mean, I don't know what he sees that he feels that this is down and out. I've tried reaching out to him on social. I don't know that I ever got a connection back. Evan Seigerman. Don't trade the tech sector. And a Snowflake IPO doesn't need a safe space. What's it doing? U.S. stock futures ticked higher ahead of fresh data on spending and inflation that may provide fresh insights into consumer behavior. So Walmart, Google, and SoftBank were working on a deal together, and Google and SoftBank said no, we're not interested. So Walmart and Microsoft are pairing up. I think this is the one that gets taken. This Walmart Microsoft thing. I really, really think that's the one. Okay, what else we got trending? Okay, New Mutants is in theater. Oh boy. Well, guys, it's going to be one of those days. It's Friday. Take it easy out there. Stay green. Um, yeah, who knows? Who knows? I'll just be watching ACST the rest of the day, trying to figure out what that's going to do. I don't see anything super crazy dropping today. Canadian GDP, I don't think is going to really affect much of anything. So, but have an amazing day. I'll be back Monday, guys. First thing, hanging out 4:30 a.m. to 7. If you guys haven't checked out Restream yet, you're streamers, you like to do streaming, you want to grow your community, I highly recommend Restream, guys. Check that out. Otherwise, have an amazing day, and I will see you later.